Howdy, we are the SoftwareChasers, and this is our project, Animation in Cell Biology Learning Content. The goal of this project was to assist in the development of software to aid middle school students in learning biological concepts. We did this by developing locally using jQuery and JavaScript, and then deploying our models to the StepStone system. So the first thing we did was we modified the existing legacy code, and we changed the original drag and drop from this picture here. The original had varying sizes of boxes, which was a bit confusing to the users, so we went ahead and made all the boxes the same size. And then beyond that, we made them turn green or turn red, depending on whether or not they're right whenever you push the submit button at the bottom. Carrying on with that, we also fixed some of the sizing issues in the map response animation, and we added the whole green-red outline to the animation when you click submit, whether or not they're right or wrong. So beyond this, we added new animations. So the first one was the crossword puzzle, which provides you a set of clues, and you fill out the crossword puzzle. If you're correct when you push the bottom of the button at the bottom, it stays white. If you left it blank or you got it wrong, it'll turn red, and it'll give you this red bar at the bottom saying that you got something wrong. If you've gotten them all correct, you click the check button and it'll turn green. For this and that, it's pretty good for distinguishing between two concepts. So you answer the question, often has appendages. You click eukaryotic. If you get it right, it'll say you're right, and you keep going to the next question. If you get it wrong, it'll say you got it wrong, and it'll suggest where to go to learn about that. On this one, we have the Venn diagram. So you take the words out of the word bank and you drag them into either eukaryotic, prokaryotic, or both, depending on where those terms would be. Once you push submit, they turn green or red, depending on whether they're right or wrong. And you have 3 attempts. If you do not get it up by the 3rd attempt, it'll force you to reset, and all the words will go back and you have to do it again. This is to prevent people from just guessing and checking. So for tile matching, it's a basic memory game so we have words and the pictures, and you have to match them. For the 8 puzzle, it's a classic 8 puzzle where you click on this one, and if whatever square you click on that's next to this empty square will move into the empty square, and then you keep sliding them around until you've completed the image. The final one is the drag and drop definitions, where you take the word from the left, drag it onto the right, and it'll append below so you can study later. Alright, so the next thing we have is the agile workflow. So what we did was we did most of our initial user stories up front, and then we kind of developed them into different iterations. And gradually, as the iterations and the year went on and we met with more people, we added more user stories and improved our previous user stories. So we met with our team at least once or twice a week, and every other week we met with Dr. Walker, our customer, and this allowed us to receive constant feedback on whether or not our system was working, or what needed to be improved, or what we could do to improve. So this is our velocity graph. It shows our efficiency over time, with completing points that pertain to our user stories. So some of the issues we had, some of our members didn't have web development experience, so they needed to learn a lot about JavaScript and jQuery. So we were able to complete that with help from other team members and internet resources. We had a lot of issues with touch sensitivity. So we use this touch punch to help with that and to build on the existing jQuery UI. Mobile compatibility, not only with the touch, but we also had issues with the sizing, so we needed to resize a lot of our apps to make sure it worked on mobile. And finally, there's StepStone compatibility. We used what's called an iframe resizer to enable our things to be seen on that. And so finally, as of right now, everything has been deployed to StepStone, so we were able to achieve our goals that we would complete a effective system. We even were able to parameterize some of the animations so that they could be used on future modules. And we have also gone in and verified on StepStone that all of these work on either mobile, browser, or touchscreens. We would like to thank Dr. Walker for all of his help and input throughout the project, and Daniel Shuda for deploying these animations. Thanks, and Gacom. Howdy, we are the SoftwareChasers, and this is our final project demo for animation in cell biology. This project was done for the VetMed One Health system. So I'm going to go through and walk through some of the new animations and the improvements to the old animations we made. So the first one we got is map the response. So this is sort of a chronological thing. If you'll see, we can click verify. These are all in the wrong order. So basically what we want to do is we want to go ahead and drag these around and put them in the correct order. And when they're in the correct order, you can see that whenever they're in the wrong order, they're outlined in red. And when they're in the right place, they will be outlined in green. And after this is all done and everything is correct, you get the correct ordering. Good job. So this is not deployed in StepStone yet, but this is how it should work. And then you would go ahead and push continue and continue on with your modules. The next one we've got was an improvement on the previous drag and drop implementation. So basically what we had here was some of these blanks were different sizes, and this was kind of misleading to users who used the size of the blank to indicate kind of which answer was correct. So our new one that was just deployed brings uniformity to the size of the labels. So basically what you do here is you drag these in here and you do some of the correct answers. So basically what happens is if you get these correct, they turn green. Now if you do something wrong, like this, these will turn red. So basically you're able to go ahead and go back and change these to put these all in the correct place. So this one goes here. We can go here. And there you go. You can see you answered 11 out of 11 correctly and continue. And go to the next. So then the next one we have is a typical crossword puzzle. So we can go in here and, system which controls metabolism, that's going to be the endocrine system. So you got this one. And then the next one, gland responsible for sleep patterns is the pineal gland. Now just say you accidentally misspell it, right, or something. So you can go here. So the check answer button will show you if all your answers are correct. So it shows that endocrine is correct. We spelled it wrong, so this wasn't correct. And also these blanks weren't obviously not correct. So it outlines all of the wrong answers. So basically go back in, get this one, and thyroid, hormones, and you got a gland. There you go. So then it provides feedback. You saw that the red message before that says that it was wrong, but then you've also got the green message that says you're correct. So you can keep going with that. So this was the previous this and that slide, but this or that is mainly used to emphasize the differences in two different options. So if we get it right, plant and animal cells are eukaryotic. So you get it right, it says that's right, next to continue. So you click next, no membrane organelles. If you get it wrong, it says this is incorrect, and it gives you a place to revisit, which is helpful whenever you're going back and reviewing. So then you go to the next one, and then if you get this one, that's right, and there you go. So now that you've all done, you've gotten through all 3 of them, it's time to go on to the next one. So that is how that one works. Alright, so the next one is tile matching. This is basically your typical memory game. So you click here, vesicles, and then it'll give a picture here. I'm not sure what that was, but apparently it was vesicles. So whenever these 2 match together, the tiles will disappear. So you go here, this is a lysosome, so we're looking for a lysosome. Lysosome mitochondria. So that's the cytoskeleton, and this is the lysosome. So we can do these 2, and they'll match together. Mitochondria, cytoskeleton. So then at the very end, it says all tiles are matched. It gives perfect feedback for that, and it also gives you kind of the answer key, so that you're able to go back and look at, what you get right. So it's perfect. And then there's the instructions down there. So everything's good there. So this one's your typical 8-part sliding puzzle. So there's a reset button here, but basically what you do is you go ahead and whenever you click on a square, it'll slide that piece into the empty spot. So you can go ahead and slide things around here. I don't remember how to solve this actually. Let's see. But basically, you just keep sliding things around. And there you go. So that's how you solve. But basically, it's a good way to visualize some of the things you've learned in a fun way. So the next one we've got is this Venn diagram. So you can see that you have 3 attempts remaining. So basically what you do is you go ahead and drag these in here. I'll just kind of put them in there kind of randomly at this point, and we'll see what happens. So when you click submit, you get feedback on what is right and what's wrong. So basically what this is the eukaryotic, basically this is everything the eukaryotes have, this is everything the prokaryotes have, but this is everything that's similar. So just a basic Venn diagram, and that's just kind of how it works. So then what you can do is you can go ahead and drag these into the correct place, which I believe is this. Okay, so once everything's correct, you go ahead and get green feedback here. And actually, if you go ahead and do this, just to kind of see what's going on. You get it wrong, and then if you get it wrong 3 times, it will not allow you to continue on with the quiz. It wants you to reset it. And this kind of reinforces not just guessing, and it allows you to actually make sure you understand the material. So that's really useful. Finally, we have a bit of a different kind of drag and drop. This is more of words with their definitions, not locations on a picture. So basically the Golgi apparatus processes and modifies proteins. So what this does is it actually takes the word and appends it below the definition, and this helps kind of form that association between the word and the definition, and you can kind of look back and see. So then you got your nucleus, which contains the genetic information. I'll go ahead and complete this real quick. And just like the previous one, this one wasn't deployed, but this one's also not deployed, so there's no button at the bottom here, but we're in the process of getting it deployed as well. But this is the complete state, so basically now you can look back on all of your answers and see the result. So So yeah, this has been all of our new and improved modules that we've added to the One Health system. Thank you for watching, and